Hey everybody, what's going on? It's LiKwaiLao here in Bmxsharkart. Your favorite Twitch streamers with the one of the top 10 podcasts in the world for streamers like yourself or just individuals that like to watch and listen to streamers. And we're bringing you something new here. I'm super excited about this because for one, I love donuts. For two, I love The Simpsons. And for three, I actually use it inside my stream deck in my audio and stuff. I love the little phrases. Grew up with it my whole life. But this is going to be a special series today. I can't wait. I'm excited. This dude's a professional. Like, I could spell that word and you don't understand how important that is. It's like beyond that. He's amazing. So real quick, a shout out to Sneak Energy. We love you. Thank you so much. That's them right over there. They're awesome. BMX can't get enough of it. And we love it. SneakEnergy.com. Get your Sneak Energy. This stuff is amazing. It's so good for you. And Secret Labs, we love you. Thank you so much for our chairs and everything. We love you to death. Keep them coming. We would love to rock more models, right, guys? We could do more models, the Secret Lab chairs. Bring them over. We're ready. Bring them over. Let's go. We need more chairs. BMX Secret Labs, if you're listening, BMX needs a pink chair. He wants a pink chair. Let's go.
Pink or mint green, man.
For sure. So we're coming here with this amazing podcast, this amazing individual. If you guys haven't heard of him, you need to go check out I Draw Homer on Instagram. And when I say Homer, yes, I mean Simpson. So his name is actually Mike Atniel, and it's a neat name. I actually had to ask him how to say the last part because I didn't want to mess that up, so I'm not going to deny that. But his artwork is amazing, and you guys get to watch it every day. And I'm super excited to talk to you about it. And BMX, you have this amazing group of friends that you know around the world because of being a fantastic artist on Bmxsharkart, on Twitch, as well as in real life, such as shows like Sinbad and so on. And I'm even more lucky to have you like a sister that's able to be on my show all the time. And it's amazing because we both get to meet some pretty interesting people. But
yeah, it's been awesome.
This guy is amazing.
Yes.
I mean,
you built me up too much. Come on.
Who doesn't love The Simpsons? You guys are.
I know.
I officially want to ask you, like, who's the time traveler? Like, who's traveling in time? Because I want to go.
Okay, this is where I have to exit, guys. I'll see you later.
I want to go.
Well, I could thank one of my followers, Action Monkey, for introducing me to I Draw Homer. I had started streaming and he was just like a faithful follower. And he told me, I think I might have rated you. I think
so, yeah.
That's what happened. I was like, who should I rate? Like, I'm so new at Twitch. What do I do? And then he's like, you need to rate I Draw Homer. And then I started like hanging out in your stream and then noticed that you use Sketchbook Pro just like me.
Yeah.
And no one else used that. So I thought that was pretty badass.
It's the weirdest thing. It's like such a good software. Nobody uses it.
But it's free. It's
BMX
free,
swears by it. I've heard her say how many times she's loved that software. Like, nobody's business.
I mean, like, I always finish and render and like shade in Photoshop, but I always do my sketches and line work, especially line work in Sketchbook.
Yes, it's like superior.
So good.
Rates, man.
Wow. Man, so basically, you rate it through a mutual friend, and it just connected.
Yep.
You see, so artists are like crowns. You do find your way back to the box somehow.
You do, yeah. Well, I introduced Mike to the Dream Brush. Remember?
Yeah.
I was like, I noticed the tool he was using, and I'm like, oh my god, I got this sick tool you need to try out. And then I kind of showed him, and then that was it. And then you also stream what else besides you draw?
A lot of Sea of Thieves.
Oh,
so I'm super like, I've been into pirates since I was like 4 when I first saw Peter Pan.
Yes.
So
Bangarang.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about the Disney animated Peter Pan.
Oh yeah, I like all of them though.
But yeah, so growing up, Hook was my favorite movie because of pirates. And then Goonies, of course. Like all the classic pirate movies I watched, till I can puke. But
I love
so I was 100%
Oh yeah.
It's a little biased that I play that game because I'm just partial to pirates. So anything pirate related, I'm in.
I think I have a third brother now.
I'm telling you, and who doesn't love Goonies?
Send booty traps.
Oh, I know.
Booby traps. That's what I said. Booby traps.
So like, here's the amazing thing about you liking pirates. My good friend and neighbor was actually one of Mel Fisher's original divers, and I've held so much. I shouldn't say this. I've held so much treasure in my hands.
Oh my gosh, you've had pirate booty in your hands.
I literally behind me, I even have something special that he found. It was like a Indiana Jones thing. He was in South America and he's going through all the libraries, and the libraries down there, they have all the original books in the library. So he's going through them, and he's going through this real big book, and he starts seeing these notches. Well, maps have certain notches on it that mark where ships go down. And he was like, "What's this? This is Dead Man's Island, and it looks like a dead guy laying there." And so he starts digging a little deeper, like, what is this thing? So then he starts deciding, I'm gonna get some people together. I think there's a ship there, and if it's there, this ship had silver bars on it. So he ends up renting like some gear. He ends up getting some locals with the small little boats. He ends up going down. They end up tying a boat, like a rope to him, because the current in between the island and the mainland was really strong. He gets sucked out.
Mm-hmm.
So he dives. And right when he's about to call it, he finds what looks like in a distance a stack of, he said it looked like a stack of bread loaves in a distance in mud. So he started going more towards it. And as he started clearing it, it was nothing but big, giant silver bars. And he actually gave me a coin from one of those, from that collection.
That is so cool.
And it went down in like the 1500s. And I have it, and it's got the paper and all that. But I mean, I actually got to hold like real Natosha, like the Natosha, like top graded big coins that you can't even get your hands on.
No, they'll be in a museum for sure.
Yeah, and he's also the one that found.
Were they called doubloons or something like that? I think they were referred to as doubloons.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's funny how they grade them. Like they're like, I think a 6 is a 6 love or last 6 love 6 something, is how they scale them or something. But he's the one that found also the famous like 13-foot rosary made out of emeralds. And stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, really?
It's insane. He showed me pictures, and he's like, "Look at this," and he's holding, he's smiling. There's this big jar.
Like this. Okay, if someone takes that kind of treasure, though, do they have full rights to it, or does like the government do, or like how does that work?
They actually both get a portion of it. So they get a portion of it. Like Mel Fisher obviously has his private collection down there and stuff like that. They would have never found it for them. But what's weird is that up till recently, some of the ships that are wrecked on the coast of the United States by like North Carolina and stuff like that, Spain and stuff has been claiming the rights to them, which is kind of weird because in the ocean, it's supposed to be anybody's game. Because technically, you're not going to find it if it wasn't for those people.
True.
So
but
there's
it's
like
Spanish ships, though, right?
Yeah, they are. And where I live at, it's a lot of it. I mean, because I'm in the middle of Canaveral and St. Augustine. So we have nothing but shipwrecks everywhere. And there's been people, there's been people walking down the beach and they find gold coins.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. One person was at a jetty and they found this weird thing shining in the water, and they pull it up to look at it. It's an actual compass thing that they use to read maps, and it was solid gold with diamonds and emeralds in it. It was worth so much money, and they found it in the jetties.
In the jetty, just chilling.
Yeah.
Holy wow.
And
it would make sense for Florida to have it because, like, Florida Keys, like there was a lot of traffic there.
Oh yeah.
Main trade,
a lot of pirates in
Caribbean area. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's insane. I wonder if I have that behind me. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see if I can show you this.
That'd be kind of cool. That's cool. I have the same love for all that kind of. I was actually raised on a yacht in Long Beach Harbor.
Oh,
So
nice.
I've been like from the sea like since forever. Let's see if he's got this thing.
I wanna actually share my setup with you on Discord.
Okay, I'd love to see that.
There's more pirate stuff, but that's what's in the shot at least.
Oh wow. Yeah, because I like mermaids and all. Like I'm like one of those people.
Yeah, I'm not
The
gonna
bronze ones, right?
Yeah. Oh,
It's
dude. Like, what was it? I went on Ubisoft, like their store, and they have like a Black Flag beach towel that I want
Do they
so
really?
bad. Oh, it is like it's like the Black Flag, like the Jolly Roger. It's just a black.
Did you play that game?
Yes, I played Black Flag. Yes,
Okay.
it was very good.
Have you guys played the new game? It's almost like Sea of Thieves, but it's a little different. It's very addicting. I probably shouldn't tell him this because Mike's probably not going to get any work done. It's called Sea of Kings.
I've heard of it. I have not played it.
It is so addicting, and it's like it's kind of like a 2D 3D game.
Okay.
But it's like a mini scale of Pirates of the Thieves, but you kind of do your own thing.
Is it just like sea battles, like, or is it
sea battles and quests? Because what happens is basically your dad is like the king, and you're going on your first run with the Navy to just drop off some gunpowder somewhere. And as you go to do that, somebody puts a voodoo curse underneath the throne and kills your dad. And I think it's the Navy guys that did it because they seem really suspicious because they right away you come back and they're like, you did it. And you're trying to prove your innocence. But rather than try to prove your innocence, as soon as you come back, they just start shooting at you with their Navy fleet, thinking they killed you. But you lived and you were saved by pirates, and now you're a pirate and you're trying to redeem your name.
Can you get this on Steam?
It is. It's actually I think that's where I got it. Was Steam. Sea of Kings.
I might have to start streaming a new game.
It's 100% fun. Like I went to just try it because they asked me to test the game out. They sent me a key to test it. So here I am testing this game, and 4 hours went by like that. And I was like, oh my God.
Let me write this down before
I need this name as well. I'm gonna write it down.
What just happened in my life? And
That's
it's
cool.
and it's a lot of reading, too, which is kind of cool. It has the subtitles that pop up.
Anything with like pirate lore. Like I read the book. Have you ever read Mutiny on the Bounty?
Mm-mm.
So they made a movie about it with Mel Gibson when he was like really young, but it's actually
okay.
It's actually like it's half truth, so it's like actual manuscripts from Captain Blige and like that when they went to the Cook Islands, right, like Tahiti, and came across cannibals and everything, and there was like a mutiny on this ship, right? You can read the book. I highly recommend read. Like I like all like if I'm not reading fantasy, I'm reading sea voyage type. Like I love Master and Commander and like all that kind of stuff, right? Yeah. I don't know why. My dad was in the U.S. Navy, so that probably has something to do with it. Like I like nautical stuff, I
love the ocean.
So I'm up there with the whole pirate thing, and I'm Caribbean, so
there you go. That's exactly it. You got salt water in your blood. Mm-hmm. Other people have what's called like blood planets, and you got like salt planets.
Yeah.
So I know for me, I love the water. I'm a Cancer symbol, so I'm a crab, 100%. 100%.
The screenshots of the game look amazing.
Isn't
far.
it cool? I mean, I'm telling you. And you get to upgrade your ship, your cannons. You get to use like special stuff. You have special like upgrades on your cannons or your cells. Like, thank God I had really fast cells because they told me don't fire at a ship in port, and I was like, oh, I'll never do that. Right when I read it in stream, I pushed the wrong button. And I fired on a Navy ship in port. Like right after I read it, and I was like, what are the odds? I just upgraded my cells, and I was using my cells to get the hell out of there. I was like, go, little guy, go. So yeah, but and they have ghost ships. Ghost ships pop up out of nowhere.
Oh yeah. Sea of Thieves has that.
Yep, and
that's super cool.
I was almost attacked by a giant squid, and Like,
oh, they got monsters in it. That's
yeah,
Kraken.
Is there krakens and stuff in Sea of
yeah,
Thieves?
that's
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. Okay. There's creatures.
yep.
Sweet. It just reminds me of Sinbad and like.
So
Oh,
Sea of Thieves
very
has like
cool.
megalodons,
what?
ghost ships, like emerging out the water.
Yeah.
Krakens that can ruin your whole voyage.
I mean,
I've lost like a whole day's worth of like grinding and treasure finding to a Kraken before.
So so you're like, I want to get your opinion. So did you like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies?
Yes.
Yes.
Kind of.
But which one you didn't like?
It's not gritty enough. I like.
Yeah. It's got that.
I
Disney
like,
flair to it, right?
I mean, I really like what is it? Roman Polanski's Pirates. You seen that one with John Matthau?
No.
You haven't seen that?
I think I've seen that.
I might have. What year? How old is this movie?
Oh God, this is like 60s or 70s.
No, I wouldn't have seen it.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah. Maybe it's like, it's almost like it kind of sounds familiar. But
Oh
maybe,
God, you have to see that movie.
Okay, I'll watch it for sure. I gotta write it down. All this stuff, we gotta pirate games and movies and stuff. We gotta start talking about art here, man.
I know. Oh my gosh. Look at see what happens when you chase the booty.
Yeah. we got a shirt upstairs. My son has a shirt and I made him wear it to school and it says, I did it all for the booty, and it's like a skeleton sitting on a pirate treasure, and it's like the best shirt ever.
Yeah, and then the teacher calls and says, "What is your son wearing to school?"
No one's noticed.
No, that's not what it is. That's not what it is.
No one's noticed so far, so we're good. All right.
All right. So yes,
yeah.
questions.
First question. Okay, an artist to artist. My first question is, because I know, people who enjoy art and cartoon-based art.
Mm-hmm.
What started this all for you? From a child, teenager? Like, when did this all happen for you?
I was a child. I don't think I was even in kindergarten yet. I think it was the moment I found out that the cartoons I was watching were made by humans.
Mm-hmm.
That piqued my interest, and from then on, I knew that's what I wanted to do.
Yep.
Like I remember I was watching. I think it was Ninja Turtle cartoon in the late
Let's
80s.
Go. Teenage
Yep.
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That was such a
I was
good
watching
show.
that cartoon, and then my dad was like, "Yeah, people draw these. Like, this is made by like people." I'm like, "What?" Like, I guess I didn't grasp the concept of people drawing that. I thought they were just at that age. You think cartoons are real?
Yeah.
So like when I found that out, I was just like, "This is amazing." And ever since then, I was interested in animation.
Were you already drawing? Like, did you start drawing it, or you just had to? Oh, okay. So you were instantly.
I was always
drawing.
doodling, but I wasn't good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Turtles was amazing cartoon. First of all, let's just talk about that. I was so addicted to it, and Michelangelo is part of the reason why a lot of us love pizza.
Yeah, he was pretty much everyone's favorite.
I still haven't found pizza that looks that good though.
No, me neither. But I do eat it off the floor since they ate it in the sewers. I figured it wouldn't be that bad.
I swear, Shakey's pizza is probably the closest to it.
Really?
I
The
don't know.
cheese just oozing off of it.
Yeah, I just feel that Shakey's pizza is the closest to Ninja Turtle pizza. I don't know why.
I was
Just
always
the greasiness.
I was amazed by how quick they ate it. I was like, man, I'm still chewing a slice.
They're just massive turtles, right?
Yeah, they are. They're master in their art form.
Yes, that's the earliest cartoon I can, besides Land Before Time.
Yeah,
That was the earliest cartoon I can remembering watching as a kid.
Did you ever get to enjoy the series Thundercats at all?
Oh,
That was before my time, I think.
Thundercats was another one with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles along the way that it was like, it's like those were like the two, like, oh my god, with Transformers.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were like, that was like all I cared about. Like
That was all. Was that Funimation that did all that?
I think so. Yeah, Funimation did.
Okay.
Like they did He-Man and stuff. For me, it was definitely He-Man, and it was definitely Thundercats. So it was animals and like RP, role playing kind of stuff, right?
I think Turtles was like years after that stuff came out.
That would have been like late 80s for Ninja Turtles.
Definitely late. It had to be like 87, maybe 88.
Yeah, I know because one of my directors actually worked on that series of Ninja Turtles. So it was one of those things where after I got the job and I was working with them, and he said something about working on Ninja Turtle, I'm like, wait, you worked on the show I loved. That's kind of cool. I'm pretty sure you worked on
I
it.
wish I still had my VHS tapes of that.
Mm. Oh gosh, VHS.
I wonder if I still have. I have a ton of VHS tapes of like
It's
Disney
somewhere.
and old cartoons. Yeah, I have them stored away, and they're gonna be a gold mine one day. Everybody I know, they're
do
like,
you guys remember these old cartoons like Maya the Bee?
Yes.
Like,
Well, that's Canadian though, isn't it?
is it really?
Yeah, I
think
never
that is.
saw. I don't think I saw Maya the
Oh.
Bee in California.
I don't know
No,
what
I lived
channel they
there.
used to be on, but I just like weird memories like
Yeah.
of watching those shows,
It
which
was
nobody remembers anymore.
Yeah, it would have been like for older shows. It would have been like the Littles. Remember the Littles?
No.
And then all the Disney afternoon stuff. So you had
Right.
Tailspin, DuckTales.
oh man,
Gummy
that was
Bears,
the
all those.
best.
That's 90s right there.
Yeah, that was sheer 90s.
Coming home smelling like armpits
Yeah.
from Reese's, hungry, grabbing food, sitting in front of the TV. Oh
Yeah.
my god, that was
You
the
get
best.
that couple of hours before you have to start your homework.
Yeah.
I didn't do homework.
No, I didn't
I didn't
either.
either, sorry.
That was my homework. Well,
I was
what
just
was,
trying to feel like a good student, but
yeah.
who am I fooling?
What was during that time? What was school like for you being an artist? Like I know you as artists usually stand out.
Oh, I
as
hated
kids, right?
I hated school. I
Yeah.
hated it.
Yeah.
Creative
Same here.
minds.
I mean,
can't be
I'm not
caged.
trying to be an advocate for,
No, it's
vegan
just
school, but it's like
yeah.
for certain people, I think the social aspect is fine.
hmm
But when you're just into art and that's what you want to do, like it's almost like everything else doesn't matter.
Nope.
No.
It's
Yeah.
useless for you.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, as a animation, I think the only math I use is division, subtraction, and addition. That's all you need to know for animation.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
That's life.
Yeah.
I
It's
use that
very, very
to
true.
eat my pizza. I got 4 pieces left. If I
It's
eat one, I got
isn't
3.
pizza fraction? Pizza would definitely be fractions.
Yeah.
Then I use division, deciding on how much I want to have for the next day.
Let's see. Yeah. So, I mean, was it you weren't teased or anything like that in school, or was it like people went for you for art? And
Yeah,
like, "Hey,
so
can you draw this for me?
Actually,
Like,
me and my best friend at the time, we
You
were
guys were the cool
known as
kids.
like the two artists. You
oh,
know,
cool,
So
very
people
cool.
will always be like, "Can you draw me this? Can you draw me that?
Yeah.
Can you draw me this?"
Yeah.
But
I
not
know what that's
necessarily
like.
for their assignments, but just for like fun.
I had it for assignments. People would pay me to draw.
Oh, nice. See, I wish I
Like
was
for
that
their-
smart.
Or they're just like, I'll do you a favor if you can draw this like cover for like if they had a what is it when you analyzed a book for school for
Uh-huh.
what is that called?
See, I
English
had
class,
that. I
whatever?
had that in art school.
Oh, it was different. It was different.
So artists actually paid me to do their stuff in art school.
Oh man.
Did you have opposition at home? Because I know like some of the older guys, artists I know, like it wasn't easy being an artist, what they were doing and having fathers.
I feel
from a
in
certain
that
era.
aspect, I was super lucky in having supportive parents. I mean, like they were for it, but they
Yeah.
warned me about like, oh, it's hard to get a job, like it's
Yeah.
really competitive. But they're like, if you're gonna do it right. Go to school, get your
Mhm.
degree, and like know what you're doing. Even
So
like it didn't work out that way for me though. Like,
it
I got hired after high school.
really? So you just
Wow.
wow. So you didn't go to school
No,
You didn't go to
I did go to school later.
later on. That's right. You
Yeah.
were telling me. Yeah.
So
You
I
went-
started on the
crazy.
show in 2005 officially.
So you
and
went
then-
straight. You went straight from high school onto The Simpsons.
Well, technically, I was on an intern for a good 6-7 months,
Okay. Oh
and
wow.
then
This dude's like a prodigy child.
I can't imagine learning to animate just like here, we're gonna grab you and make you learn how to
well, that's part of TV animation. It's not
That's
full animation.
Mm,
So we only did acting, as in like keyframes and like breakdowns. We never
Okay.
actually did full on animation.
okay. So
And
someone
by the
else
time
did
by
that.
the time I was like done with my internship, because I drew The Simpsons like growing up, I was familiar with those characters.
Mhm.
So by the time I finished my internship, I was pretty proficient at drawing the characters.
Yep.
So I had what it
Wow.
takes to get the look of the show. It was just
Mhm.
training me in the
So what-
technical aspect of their layouts.
Okay, I see. Like, I can see that if you already have the talent, you're already, because a lot of people don't realize, and we're still from an era where like you were doing traditional drawings. You weren't using
Yeah.
Harmony or Flash or anything.
Right.
So
Yeah.
so back then, like for us, it was like you had to have drawing. You had to have major drawing skills. You had to like
Right.
drawing, or you're gonna hate it. You
Yeah.
know. And the fact that they can take just talented teenagers at this
Mhm.
point and just like here, and they were experienced enough to just handle you guys and train you, right?
Yeah.
Because they knew that that's all you wanted to do, right?
Right.
It was the same with me when I went to school, or I went to school though, but when I went to animation, like I was just happier than a clam, just drawing 10 hours a day, right? Like I loved it.
That is
I
awesome.
actually started interning on King of the Hill.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
For real?
It was all in the same studio. So our
my
studio did
God.
Bobby's World. They did
Oh, boys.
King of the Hill. They did obviously Simpsons. They had a few other like hit shows, the Garfield, The Mask.
Man.
Like this it was called
Ooh.
Film Roman.
Yep, I know
was like-
Phil Roman.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
So I think the King of the Hill guys hated me because I'm like, is there a way I could just go downstairs in the Simpsons? Because I didn't want to do anything on King of the Hill.
Oh
Like
my God.
my goal, I was set on Simpsons.
Yeah.
And like every time like they would send me, because the interns, they help out every show. Like they go to every
Yeah.
production. And every time I got King of the Hill, I try to get out of it. I'm like, is there any way I could do the Simpsons need help? Can I go over there?
Man, he was like
Gold,
so
man.
determined. Nothing was stopping him.
Yeah.
I had tunnel visions like for the Simpsons.
He
You're
was like,
"No, this
he
is
was
all
like
I'm
that.
doing."
He's like that famous song. I'm all the way out. Like I mean, okay. So you're a teenager. You graduate high school. You get an amazing internship
Mhm.
in exactly what you love to draw.
Yeah.
Like, who does that happen to?
Well, okay. There was a lot of stars aligning there. So
Mhm.
my best friend growing up from elementary to high school, well, we weren't that best friends in high school because, your friends grow apart. They get interested in different things. This was the same guy that we were both the artists of our
Yeah.
school. So his mom, this whole time, I didn't know she was the secretary for that studio.
What?
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 So she was like the
Wow.
main receptionist. And one day after school, like she picked us up and we just hung out there until my mom picked me up. So like that's when I'm like, oh my god, this is where they make these cartoons. Like you told me your
What?
mom worked in like in animation, but this is like. So here's the kicker. Before
Yeah.
that, even I was skateboarding around my apartment building, and just around the block, I passed by this building, and I was like, wait a minute, those are animation desks in the window. I peeked because they're like kind of like the way the car windows are, where they're like blacked out a little bit. So I
Mm.
did one of these and I saw Simpson drawings. I was like, holy shit, like that's fucking Simpsons. Like I went nuts. Like when you just like go numb for a second. This was literally 70 steps from my apartment building. Like it was down the street.
Wow.
And I told my friend, I'm
That-
like, hey, your mom, you said she works, like, is it right here? Like it's North Hollywood is where it
Yeah.
was. He's like, yeah. I'm like, is there any way we can like go hang out there? So that's when we hung out after school and I got to meet some people.
That is
So-
so epic.
Just in
Yeah,
a
before I graduated, I kind of knew a couple of people there, and then I was like, "Hey, can I intern here?" Like, I kind of lied about college credit, but I did what I had to do to get in.
He's like, if I draw really good, the lie sticks.
Yeah. So they
I can
thought
show
I
'em,
was
I can
getting
show 'em
college
for
credit
sure.
at the time, but I wasn't even going to college.
Wow, that is awesome. Man, we
Yeah.
hear some amazing stuff, but for real, the planets aligned and you came down from the heavens and you were like, I'm drawing Simpsons.
That is just that's
But
a
just
pretty.
the fact that it happened to be the building down the block for me.
Exactly. Oh
Is-
my god.
Well, people
it-
don't know. Like this, I know that in town here, certain comic books are being made by DC, but you don't know
Uh-huh.
where they are.
Yeah, and the building looks
They
so
keep it
there's
secret.
nothing flashy about that building at all.
Yeah, they
It
do.
was a regular
they're
brown brick building. That's it.
notorious for doing that and not making it a big. Like they'll have the main studio that's all super attractive where they
Uh-huh.
do Goldfish Bowl, and then they'll have like another chunk of studio somewhere where you're like you don't even know where they are.
Right.
Yeah, that's quite common with animation.
That makes
Sometimes it
sense.
just-
I guess because you
sometimes
don't
the
want
volume of
everybody
people-
bugging
Yeah.
the artist or bugging sneaking things
Well, because
out.
people think like, they could just, it's just cartoons. It's like they're not doing anything important but making cartoons, right?
I don't know. I had hair, and then I met BMX. Like I met her whole like how she did the drawing thing. It stressed me out. All my hair fell out. So when she told me that she was doing 80 drawings, and I'm like, oh my god. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was the well, that would be part of my next question. It's like what's been the hardest part? Because like I had my breaking point, and believe it or not, it was a Scooby-Doo cartoon or
Mhm.
a Scooby-Doo commercial for Scooby Snacks, and it was like a side gig that was like not a 9-month production. It was just like, we need to do a commercial, so my boss is like, I'll do it, and I'll take Nicole with me to do it, right? And then it was like, I don't know how many frames of animation it was, and it was traditional, and it was thick and thin cleanup. So I was doing the cleanup, and Marl was doing the animation part, and it was just us two, and it was like a stack of animation like this. And it was like the day I handed in, I think I broke at like 4 a.m. I'm like in tears, like I can't do this. Have you ever been in a situation where you're just like, holy smokes, this is intense?
Yeah, we have days like that. Like if we're behind and like the animatics coming up, and we have to finish it at all costs because we can't, tell the writers like, hey, we're a little behind.
No,
because that's gonna look bad on the company, bad on our producers, bad on the director.
Yep.
And then bad on us, obviously.
Yeah, we called it dropping the bomb. Yeah, that's what we called it. Dropping.
I remember
the bomb.
one time I slept at the studio because we had to get an animatic out.
Yeah, I've done that before. I don't even think they're allowed to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, and where you are, they allowed to do that. But back in the day, there was not as much regulations, and we literally were sleeping in the studio.
Yeah, this was like 2000.
Like we could.
2004. That was still like the end of that like workhorse era.
It was, yeah, because I was in animation during that era for sure. So.
And here we are watching the episode, critiquing it or saying, that was okay. I didn't like that one. That was my favorite. Guys, next time.
I love all the cancel the show already. All those.
Oh no.
No way, don't cancel it. The Simpsons are, it's like they are forever. They're life.
Yeah.
They're my life.
Well,
they're life.
The case is like most of those people grew up watching it, but the show is not for them anymore, so they're mad.
Sounds like Star Wars.
The show has evolved. I mean, see, I'm the same way with Star Wars, so I can't hate them for
I know,
having an
like,
opinion.
it sounds like Star Wars fans. I know.
Yeah.
Well, is it?
But there's a whole generation that's growing up loving these shows now. So.
Oh yeah, and I think the Simpsons did such a good job relating to the times. I mean, they really like for real. Some of the stuff has been like crazy. How it's funny how parallel universes, things fall in line or happen, or just like where we're in today. Like you would, I mean, you got Simpsons series of like blacking out the sun to something as goofy as Bart jumping, what was that, like the Grand Canyon or
the
whatever?
Gorge.
Yeah, the gorge. I mean, so like something as simple as that to something as technical as blocking out the sun, or the Alien ones or the Halloween ones. I mean, I actually look forward to those special series now.
Yeah, I got to work on a couple of those.
Did you really?
It's like a lottery basically. It's if you just happen to be on that crew that's on that rotation of that episode that year, you get to work on it.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, that's what we did. I mean, I personally, I still love the Simpsons. I love them. I actually had Bart shirts growing up. I drew Bart in classroom when I didn't pay attention.
90s Bart shirt. Yes.
Don't have a cow.
Yeah,
that's exactly it. That was exactly it. And it was funny because my cousin Ruben, he basically was not allowed to watch The Simpsons because every time he watched The Simpsons, he'd go do something that Bart did. And what kind of made it bad was when he decided to play with some fireworks after seeing the Simpsons series, and he set the field on fire next to the house, almost burned down the neighbor's house. So that was kind of like the draw. And my aunt was like, "You're not allowed to watch Simpsons." And I'm like, I remember I was over his house. I was like, "Well, I gotta go home."
Just
See, I was that kid that wasn't allowed to watch it, so I'd go to my cousin's house and watch it.
Watch it.
I literally told my aunt, I gotta go. Bye, guys. He's like, you're not gonna stay and play? I can't. Simpsons are coming on. You know, like
Yeah, most people don't remember back then it was on Thursdays.
yeah.
It was a Thursday night thing.
Yeah, it was a Thursday night. The first time I saw it was a Christmas special.
You gotta
Okay.
record
I
it.
think it was like the first time I saw the Simpsons. It was like that. It was a Christmas one, and then that's when the designs were really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first real full episode.
Yeah, I remember.
Before that, it was
watching-
just the Tracy Ullman shorts.
Yep, that's what I watched. The original on TV like, premiere.
I grew up with it. I love
Yeah.
it.
My other question would be for just so. Did you have any other? Have you worked on anything else? I mean, obviously you worked on King of the Hill and the Max. Did you work on those as well? Because I was going to say, like, if you
Well, King of the Hill just interning with no credit.
yeah,
Like
okay.
I helped set up layouts, but no
Okay.
drawing.
Well, what I meant is like other cartoons, right? Because with animation, people kind of studio hop, right?
Oh, well, I did work in a special effects house and then with some video
Okay.
games.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
no,
Okay, so that's after I left The Simpsons in
so it's after.
2008. I left, and
Oh, so
then
it was
a
the
couple
reverse.
years I did like just freelance art here and there.
Yeah.
But then I went back to school. I'm like, okay, this is the time to learn Maya and CG and do all that stuff. So after I went to Noman in Hollywood for 3 years, I got my degree there, and then I worked in Logan Studios, which they did like commercials, just random CG stuff. And then after that, I worked for Counterpunch, which works with 2K. So I got to work on the NBA games. I got to work on Mafia 3, which was fun.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then after
What?
that,
Popular
it was-
games.
Yep.
yeah. Did you ever play Mafia 3?
Yep. And
I still haven't played it, but
2K,
I
you
feel like
just
I know the
got-
whole game.
I
you just
think
got
Sven-
hood cred right
I think-
there. 2K.
Yeah, no kidding. I think Sven- Uvio had streamed that like not too long ago. I don't know if it was Mafia, but it was one of the Mafia games. It was really
Oh, they're
Okay.
really
good.
story. I like the
Yeah.
story of those games.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
I just recently streamed the first one. The first one they
I remember.
redid.
Yeah.
It looks so good. This looks so much better. I mean, obviously that was like what 20 years ago that game.
Oh,
But
man.
yeah, with the re-release was so good on that. And then with Mafia 3, our team was in charge of all the cutscenes. So I feel like working
That's
on those, I know the whole
cool.
story, so I never played it.
So you
Oh,
had
man.
kind of like a reverse scenario where it's like you go from being high school like right into the Simpsons, and then you get laid off, right? Which happens with normal animation, and then you
Yeah.
go back. Then you go to school.
Yeah.
To learn other things.
Well, I mean,
That
I
doesn't
wasn't
usually
ready
happen.
to take on Maya by myself because it was just
No.
so daunting. Like
Yeah.
I opened it up a few times, so I'm just like, I
Nope.
made a ball bounce. I did the ball bounce animation. And I'm like, all right, I need some real training here. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a super complex.
When
book.
did you?
Yeah.
What made you? What year did you go back to Simpsons?
2012.
2012. So you.
So it was hard to find a job. Like there was a job shortage.
Mhm.
Well, no, I shouldn't call it a shortage because then they would need people. It was just really hard to get a job in storyboarding or like animation because nobody but the Simpsons were doing like traditional animation.
oh wait, was this a time when all the Disney artists got laid off? Right around that time.
It was
2012.
during the big writer's strike that was
Yes.
happening.
Okay.
in-
Okay.
I
Yeah.
remember that.
I remember that. I remember that.
yeah.
Yep.
So
Wow.
yeah,
was
after that I
huge.
did like freelance character design, freelance illustrations for like little businesses here and there. But that wasn't enough. So I'm like, I need to get back into animation somehow. So
Yeah.
I'm like, Pixar. Like I got Simpsons. Let's see if I can get Pixar. But by the time like I was working up my 3D portfolio, Simpsons needed artists. And
Oh,
a
okay.
good friend of mine called me. I was like, hey, we're looking for people. Like, would you be interested in coming back? I'm like, hell yeah. Like I'm
Oh
down.
wow.
Are
I
you
miss
kidding me?
drawing so much
Yeah, so-
because
so-
Maya, you don't get to draw.
No, you
In
don't.
fact, they like for most things they give you reference.
Mhm.
And these game developers, they don't understand animation. They're like, so if like your reference actor, he's like he has his mouth a little open in one frame, they're like, oh, your frame 623, the lip is a little lower. Can you fix that? I'm just like, they want you to follow reference to the pixel.
Holy
which is
smokes.
super annoying because they spent all this money on like face rig cams
Mhm.
where it's like you see the actor's face like
Yep.
acting. Like, no, this frame doesn't match. Or there was a shot where because we get the camera view rather than just our animation view, so we're seeing the shot in the cinematic, and the character's like this small, like far away in the shot, and you can't see his mouth move. So I exaggerated the mouth to move bigger so I could read, or
Yeah.
else
It's
it
an
would just be
animation thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's gonna look like it's got dip in the
the
lip.
animation camera and not the cinematic camera, and like the mouth is way too big. You follow the reference. I'm just like, it's not gonna. Okay, that's when I gave up. I'm just like, you know what? You're not paying me to think, so I'll give you what you want.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes it's like that though. I know
Yeah.
that my husband's a 3D animator and it's the same thing. It's like he'll make something look really good and they're like, it's almost like, why does this look so good? We don't want it like that. It's
There was
it
this
seems like
one
it's a
thing that I
all the
won't
time.
mention names on the show because I don't want to get in trouble, but I did something that I was really proud of, and then it got shot down because it was, oh god, if I tell you what it was, it's gonna be too obvious. Let's just say it's something that was required to be a little flourishy, and I did a really good job, and then it was shot down because it was too much animation and didn't match the style of the show. I'm like, yeah, but this is supposed to be like that. Like we're making fun of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I spent, okay, I'm not gonna say it because, well, let's just say it was like kind of Little Mermaidy. That's all I'll say. But I spent so much like working on the arcs and like the little flourishes and like, I don't know, it got shot down. And then I saw the final that somebody else had fixed, and it looked like cut and paste art. I was just like,
wait, how does that even happen? I don't even get that. Like how?
Yeah, I have no opinion about that right now.
I can see how
I don't want to get laid off or fired.
I think your way would have been cooler because when you're imagining a different state, it's almost like a different reality. So it would
Right.
I could see your point clearly. But sometimes director, the term and title go well together. They only see one way.
Right.
Yeah.
So, man.
And I mean, it depends on too, like just people in certain positions, right? Like it's almost like, what do you like? This is what I'm here for. What do you want me to do? And then I do what you want, and then it's not what you want, and then you want.
You always have to remember it's not your vision. That's the thing you have to remember.
Yeah,
don't fall in love with anything because it's not for you.
Yeah, I usually tell that people for characters on. It's like you can't fall in love with your drawings. Like you can draw all this stuff and then take it to your director, and they're like, nope. So you have to be able to perform. It's not about like your feelings when you draw. Like if you want to worry about your feelings when you draw, you got to go to Artist Alley or something like that, like or just DeviantArt or something, right? But if you're working professionally, like you have to be able to have that kind of critique. Whether it's your animation, your cleanup, or whatever, right? And be like, okay, no, I will go fix that. And you can't be butthurt. You can't be hurt about it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I get stuff shot down all the time that I'm proud of. It's like, oh, like it's a real confidence kicker too. But you just have to remember, it's not you're making somebody else's vision come to life, not yours.
It's very true.
Man,
this is really cool information.
It's just gnarly.
Just because I don't like I'm from California as well, and I always wondered like what my life would have been like animation wise if I would have stayed in California. Like I would.
You would have hated animation.
I would have been in prison.
Yeah. Oh no. I just know that there's like, I mean, is work hard to find in California for animation, or is it like a bigger pool?
For what I do, yes, because everything is storyboarded now. And we are the last show that's actually doing layouts like they used to do like in the 80s.
Are you serious?
Yeah, nobody else does layouts like this.
So you're saying that storyboard job is easier to find, or
in LA, yeah, like if you're not doing feature, well, even feature, I don't know if like it's done here anymore because now a lot of Canadian studios are actually handling the features, like Sony.
Yeah, my husband worked on a feature, and I know a lot of features are being done in Vancouver. And I
think Hotel Transylvania was done there, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. It was done at Sony. I got to tour that studio. It was so
Nice.
nice. It was so nice. But we were like, we couldn't go to some areas because they're working on top
Right.
secret stuff, right? They actually did Lucky 13 from Love, Death, and Robots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you remember that episode, Lee, have you seen Love, Death, and Robots?
I haven't seen the newer episodes. Some
the
new ones
first-
got released.
Yeah,
But the first season, yeah.
The first season, yeah, Lucky 13, Sony did that, and it was nice because they had like the posters for it. So I thought that was pretty cool. That was one of my favorite episodes.
I'm like blown away because like, all right, because I'm from Cali too. It's obvious, right? But I'm just saying that because I can. But the reason that blows my mind and bringing this up is so much. We've talked to so many people so far in anime and drawing and stuff and all this stuff. Canada plays a major role in the art scene, like especially when it comes to television and gaming. Like it's like for a while there, before I knew this, I always thought like, oh, they're outsourcing to like New York or Florida or maybe over in some Japan areas or somewhere in India. Like I just figured I take that all back. Canada?
Yeah. Well, Disney still does Bangladesh. Like the Star Wars stuff, like the Clone Wars,
Yes.
that's all animated there.
Really?
Yeah. So
Which is
our
phenomenal series.
cleanup and in-betweens are done in Korea.
Wow. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy. When I worked on Sinbad, we did the cleanup in Vancouver. And all of the movies, at least, I'm not sure about Prince of Egypt, but Spirit, the horse one,
Okay.
and Road to El Dorado, and Sinbad, and maybe one more. They were all done in Vancouver. All cleanup was done
Yeah,
there.
I think. Oh, but you worked in. Okay, so you did.
So I worked at Bardell in Vancouver, and we got all the animation. Like I had People's Animation from DreamWorks LA.
Okay, so that's what you would have seen from my friend then, probably.
Okay, yes.
Because I think he did work on Road to El Dorado.
I didn't work on that one.
Okay, he worked.
I
what was
missed
the
that. I was
Egyptian
working-
one? I'm sorry.
The Egyptian one was Prince of Egypt.
Prince of Egypt.
Yeah, he worked on Prince of Egypt.
Holy smokes, that would have been. Yeah, that's still such a good movie.
You know, I still have Prince of Egypt. I actually have what do you call it? The dolls. The dolls.
Oh,
I
like
have so many collectibles. I have.
Well,
I have.
they had like Barbie-ish kind of dolls.
I have those DreamWorks.
Wow.
DreamWorks did it, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
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 I don't think I've
have
ever
them.
seen those.
I
No,
actually have them. I have him and her. And kind of like my Voltron. My Voltron was DreamWorks Special Edition 2000 Voltron. If you guys don't know this, don't talk
Moses
Power
in your
Rangers to me.
cabinet.
But yeah, that was DreamWorks from 2018. They only made 3,000 of those. And I found that by accident. I found that by walking in a mall by a comic book store. So I got lucky. I stole it.
All right. Okay. My next
I didn't steal it
question-
literally. I mean, I got a good price. Let me rephrase that.
All right. My next questions would be, I mean, these are like, I'm definitely going to show this podcast and send it to my coordinator for my school, right? Because, you know, we always like good content from actual animators, you know, like the
Right.
truth, what's really out there.
It's still
like
weird
that.
considering myself even an animator because I still don't feel like I am.
That's
Why?
because
I look at my heroes and be like, oh, I'm not that good. I can't consider myself an animator.
That was
I
one
mean,
of my
as a-
questions. Who is your hero? Like, who is your like?
good question. There you go.
Yeah, who is your?
So I did my research, like looking at all the. So I'm a big Looney Tunes fan.
Oh, yeah.
So I looked at all the ones that I love the animation on, and obviously this is way before my time. But Ken Harris is the one name that showed up every time there was something I liked.
Mm-hmm.
So Ken Harris was, I guess, my inspiration for animation.
I love hearing that. It always starts with something, and for me, it was as a kid, it was Chuck Jones, right? So
Right.
I just liked his style of art.
Well, they
Like,
worked together.
Oh, that's right, they did. Oh my gosh.
Did you say Chuck Jones?
Yeah, Chuck Jones.
Yeah.
He had a certain style for his Looney Tunes. Like you'll see specific cartoons.
More
that are-
angular.
Yeah, they're more angular. They're not your typical like Bugs
Rubbery.
Bunny was more. Yeah, Bugs Bunny wasn't as rubbery and like
Yep.
I don't know, smooth. He was more like rougher and angular. Yeah,
Mhm.
I like Chuck Jones
Well,
style.
for Daffy Duck, which is my favorite character,
Yeah,
I always like Bob Clampett's version,
Yep. I
like
remember
the
Bob
super
Clampett.
wacky, like screaming.
Yeah. He had no, that was the Daffy Duck that had like no common sense. Like
Right.
it was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
super, super wacky. Like people don't remember the phases of Daffy unless
Uh-huh.
you really, really analyze cartoons. Like it's the same. Yeah.
Yeah. By
Like,
the end, he was like a evil, jealous, like
yeah, I know.
he was like a
Yeah,
villain almost.
he was like a villain before he was just cuckoo, right?
Yeah. He was like the duck version of uh, Bugs Bunny, just causing trouble.
Yes, the duck version.
Bugs Bunny was really smart.
Yeah.
He was just always ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Daffy was the same way, but he used it to mess with people.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that's still my favorite scene in Who Framed Roger Rabbit was the gold shot for me of Daffy.
Oh, the piano
and Donald-
scene.
the piano
Yeah.
scene. That was probably like because I love Donald Duck is my favorite like of
Uh-huh.
that Disney cast, and having them together in one shot was just
Daffy
just
Duck was
gold.
like the low key of Looney Tunes.
Yeah,
He was
he
low key.
totally was.
Did you have a favorite series that you would watch?
Me?
Yeah.
Ooh.
A series that I would watch. Like for
Like, for example,
Disney?
mine was like the Goofy Sports. Like, you know how they were like,
yes, mine was all the Chip and Dale ones.
okay.
Yeah, so I like all like Chip and Dale, not Rescue Rangers, although I love that too, right? But for
Right.
the old classic, it was I love the goofy ones, but I like all the mischief that these chipmunks would get into, and the usually ones with Donald, much to his.
The Goofy surfing is my favorite one.
Oh yes, that one, and the skiing is mine.
Yeah.
I love
Pronounced
Goofy.
skiing.
Goofy falling, him yelling,
Yeah.
everything about that. It's
You know,
like,
I used to have that button as a sample.
it's
to bring
like
it back.
it is like
Screaming.
Yeah.
I even have I have Woody Woodpecker on one of my buttons, and because I grew up with Woody as well, and I liked Woody, and till this day, you know, every time I say I see a woodpecker, I have woodpeckers that come to the bird feeder, and that's the first thing I think of. I don't even think about the bird.
I think my favorite short of that was the one with the cop, where you're just messing with the cop, about the speeder.
Yep.
You're a speeder.
Yeah.
Like, would a speeder do this?
I love that. Yeah. I love I feel that Walter Lance's stuff is like underappreciated.
Yeah.
Like in this day and age, and I always try to emphasize that in school, like that kind of wacky kind of animation, which it was not like Ren and Stimpy, it was its own entity. And you know the movie The Mask with Jim Carrey really gravitated towards that style of cartoons, right? So even though I can tell that Walter Lance cartoons they're a bit more on the budget side, but they still work, right? They were still entertaining enough. So
did you happen to catch the newest Looney Tunes stuff that came out in the last 2 years?
Yes, just a bit of it.
It like the Dynamite Dance. A couple of my friends worked on it.
Really?
It looks like the old style. They
Really?
literally went back to the basic. Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna have to DM me this because like
Yeah,
I need
it
to
was.
check this out.
Let me do that now before I forget. But it was it was all storyboarded, and they added a lot of keyframes, and then it was animated overseas. But they did such a good job. It's all on ones.
Yep. All on ones?
Yeah,
oh
it's
my
all
gosh.
on ones.
Oh, I did watch this.
Dynamite Dance.
I know I need to check out the new Animaniacs. Like I haven't checked that out yet.
I watched this by accident. I remember I was switching, like just looking around at stuff, and I happened to come across this, and I was like, I never seen this, and then I realized that it wasn't even from my time. I was like, oh,
yeah,
that's why.
It's brand new here.
I didn't know that until I watched it, because I mean, I probably watched every single episode there ever was of Looney Tunes. That would explain my craziness.
Yeah, no, I ate that stuff up. Every ounce of like cartoon anything, I just ate up. There was also I liked all the obscure stuff. Like I think Chuck Jones. Have you ever seen an old French cartoon with cats called Gay Paris?
Mm-mm.
It's old. Like anything that was non-mainstream, I would always seem to find these cartoons. And like when I kind of mentioned these cartoons to people over the years, they're like, "What are you talking about?" I'll link this cartoon, but it was
Okay.
definitely like Chuck Jones style.
What
It
was that
Chuck
one?
Jones.
The Three Sisters. That one French one of Belarus or something like that.
Yes,
I'm-
Belarus. Yeah,
That
think
one
was
is
good.
awesome. Like the animation style in that is amazing.
Do you go to have you attended not obviously during COVID, but did you ever attend like animation film festivals? Like do they
No.
have no?
I
Those
never
are really,
did.
really-
I was so like I was, I guess, jaded after work
Oh.
every time. So like every time like I was home, it was just like I don't want anything to do with work,
Done.
anything to do with animation.
Yeah, no,
Like,
we all
if I was younger, then yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I was all into it. But now
Yeah,
it's just
we-
like work is work.
film festivals. Yeah, we would enjoy going to those where people just like in Canada have their own whatever cartoon they made in their basement and they would pitch it to like for a contest, right? And so we had this thing, it was called Spike and Mike's Festival of Animation. And it was usually pretty like crude adult based stuff, but we'd watch it in this like old like musty theater, like a theater probably from like the 60s or something that still had just one cinema, and the you know the curtains at the front and had that old feel. The chairs were just like almost falling apart, and they'd always host it in this place every year. As animation students, we'd watch it and we'd just like absolutely love it. We just ate up animation.
I love the old movie theaters, like
Yeah.
especially down in like Huntington Beach and stuff.
Mhm.
I remember going to like a movie theater. It might have been in Carlsbad or somewhere around there, by a racetrack, maybe even San Diego. But we went to this movie theater. It was really old school with the beautiful big like red curtains and stuff, and it looked like literally like a Warner Brothers production or something, you know?
Yeah, like at Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah,
right?
and
It was
that's
old.
exactly what it was.
It's just
That's
like-
exactly well, mind reader. You know, but yeah, it was Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and who would ever forget Jessica Simpson? What was it? Jessica Rabbit.
Yes,
Jessica
yes.
Rabbit,
Yeah.
which is the Jessica Simpson of the day. That's why I keep telling
Yes.
everybody. Everybody's like, well, what do you mean Jessica Simpson? I'm like, you guys know Jessica Simpson, but back in the day, it was Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah.
That you know, it's funny because you see the generation today that's
Mhm.
actually cosplaying the Who Framed
Oh,
Roger
yeah, yeah,
Rabbit.
yeah.
I mean, it's one of the
Mhm.
most popular cosplays.
Yeah. Oh no, that's up there with Slave Leia.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, Jessica Rabbit is up there with Slave
it
Leia.
is. And
For
and
cosplay competitions.
there's what was the other one go? Oh, the mystery van and Scooby Doo and all them. I mean, Thelma and all that. So, I watched a lot of Scooby Doo when I was growing up too. That was another one that I liked. I always liked that seeing them get the ghosts, which weren't
Oh, yeah.
ghosts.
That was that one. I like Scooby Doo, but it wasn't as entertaining for me as like Looney Tunes and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I think as I was really more into anything more fantasy, so I liked more animals and role playing kind of stuff, right? So that's why I enjoyed Thundercats and Transformers and stuff. But when it got too many humans in it, I was like, I'm still like that. Like I won't play any kind of first person shooter that takes place today. It's got to be
Yeah.
like Destiny or like Red Dead Redemption. Like it's got to be an era I don't live in.
As a kid, for some reason, like the John Bluth films didn't sit well with me. They were like a little dark.
They were dark,
Yeah.
actually.
So like as a kid, I was like, I don't like this.
I got a video series that you would absolutely love that talks and breaks down like the time Don Bluth and
Uh-huh.
Disney were all they took their animators and they took their animators
Uh-huh.
and it's really really good like 8-minute video on the history of like what actually happened. But there was a time where Don Bluth was on the rise and Disney's like, we got to do something about this. You just can't let them do this. You know?
Like, do you remember Little Nemo?
Yep.
Little Nemo.
Yeah.
No.
It was.
Wait.
I think it was a Bluth
wait.
film.
Oh, yes, I know.
Don
which
Bluth.
one.
I'm sorry, I said
It
John
was a
Bluth. I meant Don Bluth.
Don Bluth. Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that his stuff was darker. Like
Mhm.
Secret of Nim.
Yeah, as a
Land
kid,
Before
I didn't like
Time was
that.
Yep.
Really? How old? But how old were you though?
I was probably like 10.
Yeah, I, think
I was just
we're
like,
we're the same
because
age,
I don't know, it just didn't sit well. So automatically, my mom was like, "All right, I don't like this guy's films." But as an adult animator, I have a different appreciation for them now. Like now, I like them, but as a kid, I didn't
Yeah.
like them.
You didn't like
I
him?
didn't
Oh,
either. I gotta
I
agree.
loved them. I loved them. The Secret of Nim is my favorite. The
I don't think I
animation.
saw that one.
Have you not ever seen The Secret of Nim?
It's
I don't
kind
think so.
it's kind of
What?
dark.
Oh
It's
my
kind of
god!
dark. I'm just
It's
gonna
dark,
say.
but it's based
Unless
off a
I'm
book. It's based off a book series of the Rats of Nim, right? So
Yep.
these are from books. These aren't like, I mean, of course, Disney's are from books or from fables and stuff, right? But the animation,
It's
till
on
this
a
day,
very
like
serious
if there's
side.
if there's like a cartoon where you say like, what is your favorite animated character? Not character as in like you like the character like Donald Duck, but character animated in a movie. And for me, it's Jeremy from Secret of Nim is probably for its time was like the best animation.
I lied, by the way.
on a
It's
crow.
1992, so I was 7.
1992. Okay, yeah, I got some years on you. So I was like 12 in 1992.
Yeah, Little Nemo, Adventures in Slumberland.
I never saw. I don't know if I saw that one, and I don't think I liked that one.
Yeah, that one was just like it didn't sit well with me as a kid.
No, I didn't. I didn't like that one either. So
Maybe because it had too much of a weird adult feel to it rather than
Maybe.
a child type atmosphere. You know, I mean, Looney Tunes, it just always seemed like something you were always captivated by it because something actiony was gonna happen. Something, you know, they were gonna something funny, or stolen or taken or you know. But
what about Space? What about
Yeah.
Space Jam? What do you guys like? Think of Space Jam?
I liked it as a kid, not as an adult.
I agree. I watched it because of
my
Michael
friend
Jordan.
actually worked on it, who is an animator
did
for The
he?
Simpsons now. Yeah,
Oh, really? I got this crazy story because you guys remember Osmosis Jones, right?
yeah.
And that was the animation of Osmosis was crazy. And I had rented it because there's some older cartoons that my sons haven't seen yet because of the Arrow, right? So we watched Osmosis Jones, and then you know, in that movie, Bill Murray gets really, really sick because it's like the organisms in his body is what's animated. So it's like Space Jam, it's live action. And I guess I end up finding out like my younger son, I was like, what were you doing up late last night, like in 2 a.m.? And he's like, well, I was throwing up. And I was like, why were you throwing up? And he's like, because he got so sick of Bill Murray getting sequentially sick in that movie because Bill Murray looked like crap at the end of that movie, right? And before he got better, I guess. And I think the slowly like degrading of Bill Murray made my son so sick that he ended up throwing up at the end of the night. And it's just like, what? So I mean, they did a good job, right? But Bill Murray just looked like just a wreck throughout the whole film, right? And you're just like making it up with the crisp animation, but it wasn't it wasn't a popular movie. So for movies that are like 2D with live action, it was like it's still Roger Rabbit kind of takes the cake.
Yeah, definitely. Although Back in Action was pretty good. The Looney Tunes Back in Action.
That was is that the one with Brendan Fraser?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Like that the integration was really well done for that one.
I can't imagine. I would like to pick apart someone's brain on just doing 2D with live action and how hard that would probably be.
I mean, back then they would have to print out every frame, I think, because you're drawing over it.
Yep. And then incorporating. Oh gosh, it just seems like. I mean, they're coming out with another Space Jam, but it's obviously 3D, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, now you could just get like a image sequence and put it into Harmony and animate on top of that, easy.
Yeah, but before it wasn't.
Yeah, so before you would have to print out the black and white images.
Oh my God.
And
That's
so between every film frame was your drawing. So it's like film frame, animation drawing, film frame, animation drawing.
See, people don't realize that
the
art, the history, it's slowly changing. Would you say it's in a way some of these old art forms are dying out, or they'll still be a part of the industry?
I think they're still there, but they've just been improved by technology. But the fundamental of all those like traditional methods are still there. We just have different tools.
Makes sense. I can see that.
Things are done a bit faster now, but
yeah,
people are still getting. I feel that because we have technology to excel this, then the quota just gets thicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have a workload today, and movies. It seems like movies, even animation movies, are getting longer. TV series. I mean, gosh, Star Wars series, cartoon series were short back in the day. Today, I mean, it's like the demand is insane. They want more.
Yeah.
Especially look at what happened with the clones. They were like, no, you can't be done yet, and obviously they weren't.
No.
So.
Oh, man. All right. Well, my next question is rolling into Twitch. How did you have friends that did this, or like what got you into streaming?
So
like, this is like, I mean, not everyone could do this too, right? Like
the game that got me into Twitch was I'm a big Friday the 13th fan.
Oh,
so when the game came out, I was interested in it. So I'm like, I want to see this before I buy it. And then so I clicked on to Twitch to watch people play, because I've heard of Twitch at that point, but I've never really.
How long, when was this? Like what year?
This was end of 2017 or mid 2017. I didn't start streaming it then.
No.
So I just started watching, and I'm like, man, people really do this. It wasn't until COVID hit where I'm just like, you know what? I game a lot.
Yep.
I draw a lot on my free time. So I'm like, why don't I just not be alone while I do this?
It's like an art jam, right? Like,
it's
almost like a at-home drink and draw.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm going to do this anyway. So if I could just like chat with people and, not be completely alone, I'll just do that.
I would have thought you would have been streaming for a long time.
No, I mean, okay, so I did do a couple attempts, and I maybe like 3 or 4 times in 2017, and like I didn't know anything about like marketing at that time, or like how to market myself. So I would get like 1 viewer, 2 viewers if I was lucky.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I started making more friends where they're like, hey, next time you're live, let me know. I'll shoot you a host or something like that. And then that's when I started slowly building like the same, like 2 people would come in, and then the same like 5 people would come in. And then like, you build a little small community. My community is still small, which I kind of prefer it that way. Because I see some of these like huge streamers, and nothing against them, but like they don't have time to talk to and answer questions from everybody. Like I like the fact that I could read my chat. Like it goes pretty slow. I have time to like interact and like talk to people and like answer their questions.
Yeah,
it's a little more personal, I feel like.
Do you get a lot of people asking you animation-based questions, or people are just there to just hang out?
Funny enough, I get the same questions every time by someone that's So like, who's your favorite to draw? I think I've gotten who's your favorite to draw every day. Every time I've streamed art. Yeah.
Really?
Obviously from different people though, right?
Yeah. Different people, but it's always, that's like the number one.
Remind me to ask him, go in his chat and say, who is not your favorite to draw?
Yeah.
Oh, easy. Mo. I hate drawing Mo.
Mo, I
He's
love
just
it.
so ugly to draw. There's nothing pleasing about his design.
That is true. I can agree there as
like
a
one thing
designer.
That's one of the principles of animation is drawing appeal.
Yeah,
right.
I know. That's why as a designer, I have a hard time when I see certain designs, and I'm like, who
like when we get new characters all the time that are like
Mm-hmm.
one-offs. But when I see the design, I'm like, oh, like I have to animate that. It's like, I don't want to do that.
Have you ever heard of the show, like a pilot show called Spy Burbia?
No.
I worked on that pilot, and it was through Fox, and that would have been like 2009,
okay,
like back then or whatever, right? It never made it to the, like, they want to make another series, but it had that kind of all-American dad look, that kind of design, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've never done styles like that before, and I found it challenging.
Yeah,
because I had to draw so simple.
See, Simpsons ruined me now. Because of their designs. Like it's hard for me to go back to because like my style is more like so like Bruce Timm.
Yes, I know. Yeah,
I love
Bruce Timm cartoons. Yeah,
so like that kind of style, that like Jim Lee comic book style, like 90s.
Yes,
X-Men.
Yeah.
That's what I grew up drawing.
Yes. That's the same as my husband too. I have so much Jim Lee in a box. and McFarlane as well.
Like being on the show as long as I've had, I feel like I forgot everything. Like my muscle memory is gone for those type of drawings. Like everything's like tubes and circles for me now. Like it's super like
well, people don't
it's
realize
like simplified.
People don't realize too that I understand a part where it's like you're in the industry and you're just performing, and it killed my creativity for a long time.
Yeah.
If someone was to say draw a raccoon, I could probably draw 20 different types of raccoons, but I couldn't draw a raccoon for myself. Right? Like it was just hard. And to have that kind of inspiration and the whimsicalness and the stories and like what you just come up with, right? And I totally get that. Yeah.
It's like if someone's like asked me to draw something my own style now, it's just a mix mash of like that kind of comic book style and like super simplified like Simpsons cartoon style. So it looks like, I'm trying to think of like what it can compare to, like almost like a Hanna-Barbera type of style.
Okay, I think I see that. I've seen some of your stuff that's non-sim, but you've been doing some digital paintings as well, right?
Yeah.
And
I try to do more realistic designs with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that stuff, and that doesn't have any. I can tell that has no Simpsons flair at all. Like,
right,
you're getting that is your style so far. But I've been there with that, where trying to find your style because you've been drawing for something else or someone else for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And I always encourage people to just make sure that at the end of the day, I always do a drawing for yourself at the end of your workday. Whether that's in your little sketchbook or whatever.
Yeah, you got to have fun doing what you love, and I think maybe that's also why you enjoy streaming, because at the end of the day, when you're streaming, you get to kind of do what you want. Off the record and do that. Maybe one of your streams to test yourself is you go back and be like, let me draw some of these old cartoon stuff and stream. See if that muscle memory's still there. You never know.
Do some Looney Tunes in your stream.
Yeah, right.
Well, actually, my friend Herman would judge me, and I'm not ready for that.
Does he come in and watch your streams?
No, but he sees almost everything I post, like on socials, and he's like, "Yeah, it's not a model." Like, especially when it comes to like, he's giving me shit, obviously, but like anything that has to do with Looney Tunes, because that's where he started.
Oh gosh,
oh,
so
man.
he'll give me the the business for that.
Oh,
that's brutal.
But yeah, like Bruce Timm is a huge inspiration to me too. Like that kind of style.
I got to be at a con with that guy.
Oh, he goes to my comic shop. I see
him
every Wednesday.
I worked on the Zeta project. Remember that? It was an old Warner Brothers cartoon, and it was in the Bruce Timm style. I was a cleanup artist for that.
Well, his style is based off of. Now I'm not gonna remember his name.
It's not Shane Glines, is it?
No. It's it's almost like the same style Venture Brothers is based off of too.
Is this from a comic book?
This guy was like 50s, 60s artist, I think.
I think I know who you're talking about. I don't know by name, but I have an idea of what angle.
What was that one? Was it Ghost something? We had like a talk show kind of thing, like a superhero. Kind of like the Harvey Birdman style. I don't want to look this up now.
It's gonna bother me.
Space Ghost. Well, okay, Space Ghost.
Space Ghost.
Artist.
No, I haven't heard of that.
It would be Alex Toth. There we go. That's what I'm thinking of.
His Bruce Timm style you're saying is based off of that look.
Alex Toth. Like that, I see a lot of that in Bruce Timm's work.
Yeah, that guy would be at Comic-Cons and he wouldn't have a portfolio or anything. He would just have a Sharpie and a stack of just like white computer paper. And all he would do is just be drawing Batman, Harley Quinn, Joker, like all.
So that's Alex Toth, what I just sent you right now.
Oh yeah.
So this is where Bruce Timm kind of got his inspiration from.
Yeah. That was like the old Batman Beyond cartoons. I love that show. That's when the one I believe that Mark Hamill did the voice of the Joker.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
People, I think it's always funny when people get surprised and they're like, "Wait a minute, he was the Joker."
I never knew at the time that was Mark Hamill, so I found that like way
when
later
I was a kid,
on.
I had no idea.
No. So how's like for Twitch? Like, was it a bit of a learning curve? Like everything, like how long?
Yeah.
It took me
I'm
like
still
over
learning.
a year.
I'm still learning stuff in like OBS and that kind of thing.
What would you say is one of your struggles going into your animation to streaming? You're streaming. What are one of your struggles with streaming right now that you would
The main
want to
struggle
implement?
is hitting that live button.
Hitting that live button.
It's like I sit down. Okay, so I'm done with work. I sit down at my desk. I'm just like, okay, do I do this or do I go relax and watch TV?
It's the same with
and usually I'll be like, all right, I want to eat some dinner. I'll relax, watch some TV, and the next thing you know, it's like I wake up on the couch and it's like 1 a.m.
Well, that didn't happen tonight.
But it's hard to find the motivation. Like once I'm live and people start like trickling in, I'm going. I can go on forever.
Yeah,
but it's just that initial like setting up and getting mentally ready to go live is what I find the trouble with, because like I'm on the computer all day. It's like, do I really want to be on the computer all night too?
It's true. Uvio has the same struggle because he's an animator, and it's the same when he started streaming. He streams a game as well.
Oh no.
Did we lose her?
We did. Oh no, it cut the audio. The good news is the audio, it's still up. There it is. All right, she's back.
Did I have the hiccup in the computer system, or did you?
Yeah. So it's all good though. What I'm gonna do?
It wasn't me this time.
Was it me?
It wasn't you.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is for everybody watching the stream, we just had a little quick cutout. Here, let me do this. Everybody, sorry about that. We had a little slight cutout because we are actually having this all the way in Canada as well here in the U.S. So there's a little cut feed there, but we're still got it rolling. This is part 2 of the episode. As we finish up, we're talking about with Mike here, who's actually a professional artist and draws The Simpsons. So continue. And if you guys want to catch it without the interruption, we have the live YouTube on as well. So
yeah, so you're saying that sometimes at the end of the day, it's just hard to hit that live button.
Yeah.
With streaming, just because you've been drawing all day and it's drawing like another 5 hours into the evening.
Like I mean, that's why sometimes I'll just like, most of the time lately it's been gaming that I've been streaming, because I'm just like
you want to
like,
be
yeah, like I have you can probably see my Mac over here. That's my work computer. And so I have to actually disconnect my Wacom Cintiq and put it on this computer here.
Oh,
and then hook it all up in the back, and then do all that business. And then I have to put it back for when I work. So it's like I rather just kind of game. And most people like it because like I've been playing Sea of Thieves since it came out, like long before streaming it. So like it's my main game that I play. So I have fun streaming that.
I know for me, it's like the opposite. Like I'm a parent and I'm just go all the time. And I enjoy streaming because it's when I could sit down and not move. It's like the opposite. I cannot move for like the next like 5 or 6 hours and I could just stay in. But it's the community for me. Like the community has been absolutely amazing on Twitch, and I miss going to Comic-Cons. Like I've been to about 20 Comic-Cons in my life.
Oh yeah.
And over the course of my life, and I enjoy
that is my vacation every year.
Yeah. Well, and I enjoy drawing for people. Like I'm doing commissions in it for 3 days, an entire weekend, and staying up late and doing them in the hotel room. So I enjoy drawing for people, and I mean, Lee knows I'm a bit of a powerhouse when it comes to drawing and drawing it a lot and intensely. And so I find that I get it all out, right? Because I mean, for me, it's an emotional thing too, right? Like I can get it's always been like that for me. Like being an artist has saved me from a lot of just inner stuff, and I can't imagine at the end of a day of just drawing all day to just draw more like
Yeah.
that.
I
Like I'm
Wow.
not hopefully if
I
I
mean,
get a story.
there are days I
Yeah.
do it. Don't get me wrong. Like,
Yeah.
I'm inspired and I want to do it, but like, especially if I have a piece that's been in my head and I've been wanting to put it down, so
Yep.
it's like, okay, this is the perfect opportunity to do it because I can stream and get it done,
Yep.
and I'll get a cool little video process of me doing that I can speed up later, and post
That's right. That's right.
it.
I could totally get it now. Now I'm never gonna complain about going live because I don't have to hook up a drawing pad tablet
No,
from
that's-
one to another.
That's true.
I literally my studio's set up to go, but my hat's off to you. Just the fact that you're coming in and you're going live on Twitch after a long day of working
Yeah.
on a show like The Simpsons, which is high demand. Let's face it, it's America's like ultimate show. I think because it's got so much history to it.
I can agree.
And I really enjoy it. I enjoy your stuff, and a lot of people, if you want to check this out on Instagram, just go to I Draw Homer on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And the Twitch. How can they find you on Twitch?
So that's Deep Sea Homer, on account of how much Sea of Thieves I play.
So if you guys go to Twitch and you type in Deep Sea Homer, you guys are gonna be. Is that spelled any certain way or?
No, just Deep Sea Homer, all one word.
Perfect. And I'm
Does it
gonna have the link in there too, so you guys could be able to track them down.
Do you have people at your company like follow you on Twitch and just
Yeah,
like
it's kind of weird. It's like
do they troll you?
it's like when you're out with your friends and your mom comes along and it's like, Mom, like trying to be cool here.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that's hilarious. You're just like, this is my area. You can't come.
Yeah,
You can't come in my
no-no
room.
area.
I can see that. There's been a couple awkward times for me too, sister or a friend or somebody.
Like,
You're like, oh man.
Like, I'll have one of my friends who's like a gamer like me. He's like, go back to work. I'll come in and be like,
Go back to work. No, my mom and my uncle come in every now and then, or sometimes my brother. So it's not weird for me. I'm just like, a typical girl about it. I'm just like, oh my
Yeah.
god, my mom's here. Do you have family that come and watch your streams as well, or no?
I have a couple of younger cousins that are like
Yeah.
into Twitch, so like they're cool though. They like gaming, so they like seeing that.
That's cool. I find it's a good way for me. It's been a good way to connect with my family that lives far off because I have a brother in the States and uncle in Northern, and any family members that I don't get to see, not necessarily because of COVID or whatever, but just like I can't travel to go see them. If they could just watch me live, and they can see their niece, from a far away as like
Right.
Connecticut or whatever, right? Because since I'm half American or whatever, I have family throughout the US. And I don't know, I find it's kind of neat that way to just be able to like offer that to friends far off and family members, like, here, you can hang out and visit me this way,
Yeah.
But for me, it's just a big art jam and I absolutely love it. and helping others. Do you ever help others with their art? Like, do you have like a Discord as well that
yeah. So on my Discord, like there's an art for critique channel.
Okay, cool.
And yeah. So like people sometimes post, or even like people that are Simpson fans. I'm like, post your Simpson drawings if you want me to go over them and show you how we do it. Like I offer that too.
Mhm.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you have if they want to find your Discord, do you have it already set up on your Twitch or somewhere? where they
Yeah,
can
so
get
my
it?
Twitch page has a button for it already. So if they scroll down, there'll be a button. And if it's not, if it's disconnected, because I don't know why Discord does that sometimes, they can just type in the chat !Discord and it'll pop up.
Awesome, guys. So if you guys are
Perfect.
listening right on Twitch, go to the About page. You'll actually be able to click on it, and it's right there. You can see it clear as day. It says Discord.
Cool.
That's awesome.
I got a last question. I find too that people who come in, people don't realize that we have so much information. Like that is, I'd have to say it's easy information to give, and people need to understand that you don't need to, when you approach people like me or like Mike or other streamers that are like professional artists and that stream as well, right? I mean, at least for me, I like helping people with their art, and nurturing that side. And people are usually very, very shy, especially when I was at Comic-Cons. They're always very shy to like, I'd like you to look at my portfolio or whatever. And I was like, no, like you can't be shy about asking us for advice on your because I had to do that with professional artists at Comic-Cons.
Right.
Like if there was, I think I was sweating when I had to see, I showed my stuff to Adam Hughes, and I was like,
oh wow,
oh my gosh, I was sweating. That was the only time I was just sweating, And
by the way, have you seen his Veronica and Betsy comic covers?
Yes, they're so good.
So good.
They're so good. But yeah, it's okay to approach us and talk to us.
Yeah.
And what maybe like a huge stumbling block that you're dealing with your art, we could just look at it pretty simply and be like, this is what you need to change or do a draw over or whatever, right? And
Right.
It's usually not for the amount that we draw. Helping someone with just a simple draw over for me is like, it's nothing. It's nothing. I love to help, right? Some people aren't as like, welcoming of offering that kind of help, but I find that people so far in the industry, I can at least speak for Uvio and I, we made our community so we can help people if they want to help, because art saved me and it can save somebody else, and having that constant imagination, creativity is so important for the human body, mind, everything. So
right.
So yeah,
you
everyone
guys
needs
are
to
doing
go check
amazing
out
things.
I Draw Homer.
You guys are amazing. If I'm chilling, I literally put her stream on. I just sit there, let it stay on my tab, and I would just watch it. Or I'll have my phone up and I'm just watching it. Let's face it, regular TV is boring, but you guys are very interesting in your artwork and your creativity. I think people just need to check it out. One time, all it takes is one time, and you're gonna see how talented the individual is, and it's so much better. I mean, who wants to watch, what are those things called? The Kardashians?
Soap operas?
The Real Housewives or something. I mean, I'm good. But yeah, you guys have serious talent, and I'm just excited to have you on the show, and I appreciate you coming on here, and maybe we could revisit you down the road.
Yeah, totally. Or game even.
Game.
Yeah.
I'd love to have you on game session. We could all get on Sea of Thieves.
Oh yeah.
And
that'll be fun.
Absolutely.
It would be fun to do a game session with you guys, definitely.
We should do it. I'm always looking for people to play that game. But I want to thank you for coming on the show and being part of it and opening up your world.
My pleasure.
Your hard work and time.
I almost feel like I'm not worthy with BMX here.
Oh, no.
You got a freaking amazing artist here. I'm a one-trick pony here.
She is a machine. I ain't gonna deny that. I've never seen anybody draw her as fast as her.
Right.
I've seen a lot of artists, but I don't know how she does it that fast.
I mean, I've been lurking sometimes when I'm working late because you see when I'm staying up finishing up shots. You're probably like one of the only artists I know is like streaming. So I'll have you on. I won't say anything, but
oh, thank you.
I'll be
much.
drawing. Yeah,
you're there lurking.
Talent, absolute talent. Man. So for everybody watching, as we get to the conclusion here, wrapping everything up, I just want to say check out Mike Atniel.
Yeah.
Okay. On Twitch at Deep Sea Homer. That's DeepSea Homer. On Twitch, or if you want to, just go to his Instagram. And I'll tell you what, down the road, if you need help connecting media and things like that to add some extra things to make your life easier, I'll be more than happy. Give you some expertise and help you fine tune it. It's easy to do. I got degrees in IT. I don't have the drawing pen skills that you guys have. I can draw a couple lines here and there.
Yours is up here, man.
I do some weird stuff up there, yeah. So, but you know what? Like I tell everybody, Simpsons was close to my heart, and everybody knows I share ADHD and high functioning Asperger's. I could do some crazy stuff. I could actually draw portraits when I was in kindergarten, and I say kindergarten. I don't pronounce it right, but that's just kind of like my speech. But I could do math equation and play instruments. It's weird. It's weird how life works that way.
At the same time.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh my gosh, I'm not good at math. No.
You know,
my motto is like, I can't do math, but I can draw Star Destroyer. So
there you go. I will destroy your equation. I love
have to do
it.
that one day. I have to just sit and just do the Star Destroyer in like Twitch or whatever one day.
Absolutely.
I mean, I did my math homework, but it was all I had just drawings on it though.
Yeah, and it was terrible.
I just didn't care how the teacher did the math. I just saw the answer right away. So I was like, I didn't need to show you the work.
See, I don't have the mind like that.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, why do I gotta do that? That's unnecessary. I'm using space on my paper. I could be drawing on that space. So, but yeah, I appreciate you so much. And guys, please do me a favor. Drop him a follow. Sub to his channel. If you haven't subbed to his channel, show him some love.
Get some cool emotes.
Yeah, you get them. Oh my gosh, custom emotes by these guys.
Yeah.
Commission. And just real quick, if anybody, I always have to ask because some people like to know, outside of artwork, have you ever done any side commissions with anybody? Because I know people do ask for them.
Are you talking Simpsons specifically?
Yes. Yeah.
I've done stuff, yeah, but they don't want us. Okay, so it's a really gray area.
Yep, I figured.
Because we can't like do any like we can't produce artwork and sell it. But if it's like a one-off freelance like or like a gift, like I don't know, they kind of look the other way, but they still like don't recommend us doing it.
You can't go make like Homer Simpson t-shirts.
Yeah, I can't. Basically, I can't be like, I'll Simpsonize you for this amount of bucks.
Yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah,
totally get
it.
So
every time I've done that, it's been for like someone I know, like as a birthday gift or if it's like someone really, really, really wanted it and they kept hounding me for it. I'm like, okay, like I'll do this, but don't tell anybody. Like this is not something I do normally. Don't go telling your friends that I do this on the side because I can't do that.
I totally get it. It's like LeBron James or Michael Jordan selling Nikes on the side. Can't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally get it. Hey, he's a professional, people, and he's a prodigy at that. How many people grow up say, "Hey, I'm coming in this world, draw Simpsons."
I don't consider myself that at all.
Let me tell you something. Your story is amazing because you literally went into the work that you fell in love with as a child. I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
inspirational.
I just say that's lucky.
It is awesome. Inspirational story, 100%. BMX, you're a legend in yourself. Bmxsharkart on Twitch, and guys. Thank you so much for coming on here.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
You're amazing.
You're welcome. It was awesome as usual.